Hey guys, this is Tommy from the Ravens Creek study. We're looking at arguments against the pre-tribulation rapture. These are why I don't believe it. Other than, simply having gone through a lot of their arguments and saying, no, that's not how I read it. So here's an argument. There's only one time at which all believers are said to be, quote, changed. You have 1 Corinthians 15:52 declares it to be at the last trump. The last trump takes place at the last day, just as Jesus declared in Matthew 24 and parallels. 1 John 3:2, it talks about when we behold Jesus, we're changed into his likeness. Now, that beholding him isn't simply just like being in his presence or something. It's not about just being converted more and more into his likeness by praying or by worshiping. That's legitimately when Jesus returns. That's the whole context of the passage there. So there's only one time in which the church is changed. If you follow Revelation chapter 6 and compare the progression to Matthew 24, Mark 13, and Luke 21, which, by the way, I'm planning on doing later in this series, so keep an eye out for that, you find that it seems to be similar. I personally believe it the same events. And this leads us to believing the sixth seal is the return of Jesus, the seventh, or at least just before the return of Jesus, the seventh being the summation of the age or the commencement of the millennial kingdom. The seventh trumpet, when you look at this, it sounds like the seventh trumpet is the last trumpet because it's declared at this time that the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdom of our God and his Christ. Now, that doesn't take place before the coming of Jesus, but with the coming of Jesus. You can't show me any place scripturally where that's possible before the coming of Jesus. So this doesn't happen at a rapture, but at the second coming. How can the seventh trumpet of Revelation not be the end, and therefore indeed be the last trump? This is the time in which you have all believers being, quote, changed in the twinkling of an eye even. And so that's a big argument. It's a big problem. If you try to say no, there's more than one time in which people are changed. There's at Jesus's rapturing coming, and also at his legitimate second coming. You can't have that. There's not two times that people are changed. There's only once. And if it's only once, then does that mean those who go through the tribulation won't be changed? And if not, then why not? I think that this brings about legitimate difficulties that can't just be waved away by simple statements. They have to be wrestled. You have to understand the magnanimity of this. You have to understand it's not just a small thing for me to say this. This is a huge deal. Because whatever you say in response to this reverberates outward to the rest of your theology. It will affect everything else that you say. So, that's another question of mine for the pre-trib rapture. Please let me know your answers if you have any. If not, then feel free to ask other people and maybe you can tell me their answers. Until next time, I bid you farewell.